Happy New Year and welcome to Lori and Friends. I have a special guest with me today. The word diva comes to mind. Judy Clark from Judy Clark After Dark. You know, a person who has her own YouTube show. So that, of course, puts you on par, definitely on par with me.
I've seen your show, Lori. I like it.
You've seen my show. Don't you have the jacket from here yet? From the so many appearances on, okay?
I never received my jacket.
Not yet.
I've been on this show. Yes, really? I've been on this show, what, 12, 15 times now?
It must have. Maybe one of the guys from Covanta stole it instead or something. One of those guys. Mm-hmm. Or I'm trying to think of everybody else that comes on all the time. Well, mild-mannered GYN by day, comedian, and you're doing something new now.
I am. I'm really excited.
Are you planning on maybe returning this after you're done?
Well, if this doesn't work out, you know,
it's like working with Minnie Pearl, folks. It's like working with... Oh, let me tell you a little bit. No. Diva fits. I do not do these things to my friends. Right? Prior to this,
Lori, stick to the script, okay?
Yeah.
I gave you the script 2 days ago. Stick to the script.
A script on this show. Lori, Lori says this. Judy says this. It's like, really a script. Well, because it's like the Judy show now, right? And then a recipe. And not just a recipe, folks. A recipe where Lori has to do all the work in advance to make this work. Yeah,
I'm not stupid.
Well, it's like, well, Lori, you know, I've got a real job. I've got other things to be doing. I've got a show to produce.
I do. Mm-hmm. And you know something? I am so excited I'm here today because I missed some of those Christmas cookies. So I thought we'd make some Italian wedding cookies.
You know what? Judy's script says Judy sings opera, okay? Which frightened me because I'm unaware of Judy singing. The last time that you were here, you talked about being in the retirement homes where they were forced to listen to you because it was a captive audience.
Yes.
But now all of a sudden, instead of just holiday songs like you were doing, you're going to opera.
Yes.
Which is frightening enough. Okay.
I'm going to sing opera.
So she decided she would do a show dedicated to opera and Italian recipes. You're going to see this one, and this one's legit. The other recipe she gave me was Italian wedding cookies. Okay. You're familiar. All of you at home are familiar with Mexican wedding cookies, Italian wedding cookies, snowballs. And I said, Judy, these are Christmas cookies.
They are wedding cookies. They're Italian wedding cookies. They're good all year round.
And then it occurred to me that Judy wanted me to make all these cookies in advance because we're, of course, taping this prior to Christmas so that it would be easy for her to get her cookies done. Yeah. We're not doing this recipe on the show. One, we wouldn't have time. She overloaded me with everything else to do. Yeah, put those over with your stuff. You can take those home. Actually, give those back to me. They look nice on the counter. I'll get you a baggie. You could take them home. And I made you the rest of the batch. Actually, being a good friend, you know what I did? I rolled them, and then I put them in baggies so she can bake them at home so it won't be a total lie for her to say, I baked these cookies. Remind me to send you home with confectionery sugar because I know you don't have that at your house. Okay.
Lori, you are awesome.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. This year?
Yes.
30 years of Lori and Friends. 30 years of Lori and Friends.
Wow.
I think I've done Lori and Friends now for literally half of my life.
Yes! Okay. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so that's crazy.
Well, no, not quite half your life because you started when you were 10.
Exactly, because that would make me 60 now. And of course, I turned 60 last July. So yes, I've been doing the show for half of my life.
Wow.
Yeah, that's nuts.
That's awesome.
I tell this to people and they're like, oh, you know, I mean, so you must be like Oprah now. Yeah, you're right. Those of you who are watching are laughing. Let me stick to the script here, okay?
I bet Oprah gives her gifts, you know, to people who are on the show.
I made you cookies.
Times. Okay.
You get cookies. You get cookies. Everybody gets cookies, okay? You're going to be singing, what is an arietta?
An arietta is just a small aria. It's an Italian song that's just a small song. A short song.
Okay.
Yes.
Did you want me to do your recipe first, or were you going to sing first?
Well, I have to get ready first before I sing,
Okay.
because this is opera and we have to do this correctly. So
Okay.
I'll just start getting ready here. Okay, so you always have to have a wig cap on. All right, so you have to have wigs. All right, so let me get this together here.
Wigs? You have to have wigs?
Oh yes, yes. You just can't look like me. You have to be in character. So we have to get ready here. All righty. So let's take a look at this and get this on. My speaker, my music. Oh, my hat's falling off. Oh, I lost my music. Hold on.
Well, as you can see, folks, we pride ourselves on our production.
So would you like to start the recipe, or would you like me to start singing
Oh, I
first?
want you to start singing first.
It's going to take some time. Start the recipe.
Oh, for you to cue up your music?
Yes.
All right. Judy's recipe that she found on TikTok and sent me that and said, here, why don't we make this? Why don't we make this? Starts with spaghetti squash. I didn't even know I could still find spaghetti squash at this time of the year. You know what else I found? I hate spaghetti squash, okay?
Oh, no.
Do you know how difficult it is to cut spaghetti squash? You thought that your regular squashes were tough to cut? This was not fun. In order to roast spaghetti squash, because I know you don't know any of this, okay?
I
You
admit.
watched twice maybe.
Yes, exactly.
You cut your spaghetti squash and then you scoop out the seeds, and so that it looks like this. In order to roast spaghetti squash, and then I went and did a deeper dive on spaghetti squash, okay? You're just going to take the tiniest bit of olive oil, because if you put too much olive oil in your spaghetti squash, it will get mushy and watery. It will get mushy and watery. Then you're going to take a little salt and pepper, and not a lot. Don't over-season your spaghetti squash once again. You over-season this too much, it will become too watery. You don't put any water in a pan, and then you have to cut through so it fits here. You put your spaghetti squash upside down, and you roast spaghetti squash at a 400 oven for 40 to 45 minutes, not an hour. If you do it for an hour, you will end up with watery spaghetti squash. So it looks like this. It goes into your oven, 400, 40 minutes, and it comes out and it looks like this.
Now, aren't you glad I picked this recipe?
Oh, I'm so glad you picked this recipe.
I've never made this at home. I hope you know that.
I think that's evident to everybody, Judy.
It looked good, though, didn't it?
Well, I roasted it.
Okay.
And then I turned it over to see what it looked like. So this is what it looks like coming out. Is your music up yet?
My music is all set to go.
I'm going to start shredding the spaghetti as you're singing.
Okay. John del mio commento, amor se colpa tu. Would you like me to continue?
It's like having Beverly Sills right with me in the kitchen. Wow. That's all I can say is wow. Wow. And this is something new for you.
This is something new for me, yes.
And how long have you been doing the opera bit?
About a month.
Wow.
Yeah. In all seriousness, what I did was I asked a couple people to name some songs that I would fit in, okay? Everybody came back with Broadway musicals, especially Julie Andrew, which I took as a compliment. And I thought to myself, okay, I've really kind of typecast myself with the Broadway musical, so I need to expand my horizons. So I decided to do Italian songs, and thus an Italian day today for the New Year's.
This is Wagner. It is German opera. I have to say that. This is Wagner. This is German opera. I mean, I only have to say this for Mrs. Monroe and then Mr. Oh, I'm trying to think of who my chorus teacher was at Mr. Monroe and Mrs. Oh, what was her name? She was fierce. And they were my chorus teachers when I went to All State for singing opera. I will not be singing for you today because it's like me also running a marathon. It's just not there anymore. Okay?
I knew she would steal the show from me. I knew
Not
it.
singing.
I asked to borrow her big tin can boobs that she has upstairs.
No, those are for me. They
and
would
she
never
said-
fit you. They would never fit you. They would never fit you. Put your hat over there. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to finish up.
I try.
We'll
She
let you-
always steals the stage from
We're
me.
going to let you sing again at the very, very end. Maybe while we're still taping, maybe not. And we'll come back with Judy's stolen, what did you call this recipe? Spaghetti squash with vegetables.
Yes.
This
Yes.
is worth staying for, folks.
This is actually really good.
We'll be right back with more
Maybe
Lori
not
and Friends.
me, but this.
Welcome back to Lori and Friends. Happy New Year show. We've already been, thank you for singing for us.
You're
Judy
welcome.
Clark from Judy Clark After Dark, and now possibly Judy Clark from the Metropolitan Opera. I'm really not sure every year what to expect. The one thing you did do well this time is you came up with a really good recipe.
Thank you.
And even though I don't really like spaghetti squash, it's as much of a diva as you are.
It is. Yes,
Okay?
it is.
As you can see, you do this, and then for those of you not familiar with spaghetti squash, you then simply, it looks like noodles. And this
Exactly.
replaces people who are looking for something. Here, let me use my Niagara Falls Culinary Institute towel, like I'm a professional.
Bragging. Always bragging.
Well, I don't go there. I just have friends that are there. I eat there.
But this is good for low carb.
Very good for low carb.
If you're
And we're
trying
gonna-
to get off the sugar, trying to get off the carbs,
Yeah.
no meat.
Well, this is the New Year's thing, right?
Yes.
People starting to do this. And then I'm going to
Exactly.
give you other things if you don't want to be low carb, what you can do to this to make it fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
But even low carb, all right, you're just going to take some cherry tomatoes. And what I did is I took both some yellow ones and red ones, just for color. Okay?
nice.
Just for color. And you're going to end up roasting these. The other thing that I did is I took, and this I varied from the recipe that was on.
Right. And I think you can. I think you can add anything that you like to it.
Well, you and I don't like mushrooms.
Oh, not at all.
But
no,
there's
sorry.
people out there that like mushrooms. I don't know who these
Yeah.
people are, but they're out there and they like mushrooms. And so mushrooms could go into this very, very easily.
Oh,
all right?
Hold on one second. Hello. Oh, hi. Oh, well, I really can't talk right now. I'm kind of taping a show. Well, okay, just a minute. All right. Oh, no, Lori's giving me dirty looks. I gotta go. Bye. Sorry about that. I had to take it. It was my agent.
It was not your agent.
It was my agent.
It was your husband.
Well, okay. My husband's my agent.
Oh my gosh. I took
Back to the
another
recipe.
zucchini. I took a zucchini to put it in here. You have to take some garlic. I cheat with my garlic. I take
what
a
do you
little
got
of
there?
the little minced garlic that goes around. Okay.
Oh my goodness. And it's in this like squeezy container
Yes,
too?
you don't get it all over yourself.
Oh, I like that.
You're going to put a little salt and pepper on
All right.
this. You're going to, I found.
that looks good.
Where?
Wait, you forgot the cheese.
Not yet.
Not
I
yet.
forgot the onions too. I was looking
Ooh.
for those.
Okay.
I put onions in this.
You do?
Okay. And tops can be your best friend because they will do onions for you. So you don't have to have these just really. Could you put these in front of you in the garbage because they're very, very
Odorous?
aromatic. Yes, there you go. And then
Aromatic. I like that.
In the middle of this, you're going to put a little bit of olive oil.
Olive oil is very good for you. So you can have olive oil.
This is the only thing that I was questioning.
I know, but
Well, you know, how many carbs are in this? Actually, not many carbs because cheese doesn't have a lot of carbs.
yes, cheese has protein.
Cheese has protein.
Yes.
And Boursin cheese is like the best cheese you can have. It's like it's not even cheese. I don't know. It's kind of like a dessert.
And she doesn't think I care about her. I picked a recipe with her favorite cheese. How could you do any better?
You can't. You can't.
Exactly. See?
You throw the Boursin cheese in the middle of this, and then you roast these. If you're smart, you roast these things together.
Exactly. Yep.
This goes in 400 for less than 40 minutes.
Yes.
So maybe at the 20-minute mark, you add this in.
Yeah.
And then it comes out looking like this.
Because it does tend to cook much quicker.
So now you have these
Yes.
wonderful roasted vegetables.
Yep.
Along with your Boursin cheese.
Uh-huh.
You mix them together.
Good.
See, if I would have just taken this out of the oven instead of listening to the Ariada.
Ariata. Yeah.
Okay.
Ariata. Yeah.
You can, if this were warmer, I may have added some spinach to it.
Okay.
I could add chickpeas to it, which I don't like, but the rest of you who are looking for more protein would want that.
Lentils would work.
Lentils would work
You
in
got
this. Anything that would just makes it a little healthier.
Yeah. And so now you see, I've successfully had Lori make the entire recipe for me as I just stood in my gown.
Yes, folks, she has done that. When we watched the video where the real woman did this, she ate it right out of this. For today's purposes, we will just do this for one of them. Because normally I would pull out all the spaghetti squash, put it in a pasta bowl, and then add this on top of it.
Okay.
Because that makes more sense, right?
All right.
Yes. So we will just take a little of this
Well,
right
this
now.
saves dishes. So,
Well, you know what? I don't worry about. I have somebody that does that for me here. You know, the help.
talk about a diva.
Yeah, Fred. So, this is. If you
that look
wanted
good?
to make it, I'd tell you. I like the Boursin cheese. If you don't like Boursin cheese, you could use cream cheese in this. And you could add other cheeses on top of it. We're trying to make this a little healthier, but that works. So let's say you didn't want to make it that healthy and you wanted to add some carbs. So I'm walking around Tops yesterday.
Oh my goodness.
Look what they're carrying
What?
now.
Oh wow.
Sun-dried tomato focaccia bread.
Oh, geez.
And all of a sudden, the show took a turn. It took a turn away from no carbs and into sun-dried tomato focaccia bread.
Deliciousness.
Oh,
Yes.
smell that.
Oh, that's wonderful.
No, so, I
You're
mean,
killing me,
so,
Lori.
Well,
You're
you don't have to
killing
have
me.
any. You know, you could also have friends at your house that when they say, "Oh, I'm doing low carb," you just say, "Oh, sucks to be you," and then eat this sort of stuff. How's Judy Clark After Dark been going?
It's been going well.
Yeah?
Yes. We're still looking for more subscribers. So YouTube, Judy Clark After Dark, like and subscribe. We're doing more videos. We have a couple of series on there. So you should take a look. It's not as good as Lori and Friends. I know.
That's not true. It's an entirely different format. It's an
It
entirely different genre,
Yes,
if you
it
will.
is.
It's different. It's skits. Do you remember the Not Ready for Prime Time Players? Yeah.
Yeah.
Her and her group. Okay.
Exactly. Lower your standards a little.
A lot of fun. They're having a lot of fun. Doesn't cost you anything to subscribe to her YouTube channel.
It doesn't cost you anything to watch it. Come on, people. Watch my channel. I need the views.
I'm a subscriber.
You are. Do you watch?
Sometimes.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes when I'm, you know what? I found that I could get it on my television, on my smart TV.
Yes.
And then you were there. You were there at like 85 inches.
The way I should be.
The way you should be. Well,
Yes.
you should be on regular screens, like 40-foot screens. We should be seeing you at the drive-in, you know?
Yes.
Like the woman who, you know.
Do they still have those?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, Lockport has one.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah, I don't know if we can get Judy Clark After Dark to be played but there. I don't know. You could be distorted that big.
Yeah.
You want to try this?
I do. Did you want to try some also?
I'm going to try some.
Okay, this looks actually
I
pretty
like
good.
the idea of using some different kinds of tomatoes in it. You know, peppers would go well in this. But this is really what we have right here without the focaccia bread is a very, very healthy.
This is very good because the noodles taste like noodles. It doesn't taste like spaghetti squash, and the cheese and all the flavors mixed together. This is very good. I think you should try it. Have Lori cut your squash.
Yeah, have Lori cut your squash and do the
Yeah.
whole meal for you. You know, maybe I'll make myself available to just come to people's houses to do this in my spare time.
As a side job.
I like that you know what, you can tell anybody what you want. This still tastes like squash to me. No, I like squash.
I think it tastes like noodles.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
All
And
right.
you're into all this health stuff.
I am. I really am.
You're wearing a much smaller dress size than I am, so it must be working. So
Different body types also.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. My
Genetics.
body type likes focaccia bread. So an excellent New Year resolution type recipe. Okay, if you can get yourself to start eating healthier, more vegetables, because this counts as a vegetable as well.
This counts as like 3 or 4 vegetables.
Yeah,
Because the
this is-
serving of vegetable is very small. It's only like a quarter or a third cup. So you can get 6 to 7 vegetables in a day.
I'd also like to point out that if you have any vegetarian friends, those of us with vegetarian friends are always looking around and saying, what in the world am I going to make for them? All right. This entire, even if you just like the roastedness of what I did, like this part of the meal, even just this
Yes.
over regular or whole grain pasta would
Yes.
work for a vegetarian.
Yes.
This whole thing would work for a vegetarian. I'm trying to think if I were to slice, I don't know. I'm still into this whole thing should be into a small pasta bowl.
I do agree with you because serving this for one person might be a little overwhelming.
And if you cut it in half,
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know
There's
if it
still
would work.
something.
Yeah.
There's still something squashy about it. You know that
Exactly.
you probably could and then put it into a pasta bowl, but you know a person's no. The answer to
Yeah.
that is no.
I gotta finish singing.
Okay.
we
Thank
go.
you, Judy. Judy, why don't you take us out on the show with some more of your
Mi buon chicken, mi master king.
See you next week on Lori and Friends.
Questo è me. Pietà, pietà, pietà. Amore anceto che dispera mi fa.
You're nuts.
As long as you laugh, that's all that matters.